to this October 31st Halloween afternoon, so I hope you have a good evening. Chilly day here in Northeast Ohio. We have Ashley Johnson doing, is this your first meeting, Ashley?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay. Well, now I know she's a full-time employee of us. She answered that correctly. She's a new clerk. We welcome Ashley to our team, and she'll be very helpful, I'm sure, going forward. Roll call, please.
Calling the roll, Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Ms. Baker. Mr. Tuma. Mr. Tuma is absent at the moment. Mr. Hairston. Mr. Hairston is absent at the moment. Ms. Conwell. Here. We have a quorum. Let the record reflect Mr. Miller is also in attendance.
And welcome, Mr. Miller, as always. Public comment related to the agenda.
No public comment.
In your packet, we have the minutes of September 19th. If they're in order, I'll accept the motion.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution 2017-0192.
Resolution number 2017-0192, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1200542-01 with Microgenics Corporation for on-site drug detection services for the period July 1st, 2012 to June 30th, 2017, to extend the time period to June 30th, 2019, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $575,712.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, council persons. Marty Murphy for the Corrections Planning Board.
Welcome, Mr. Murphy. Good seeing you again.
Thank you, sir. We are requesting this amendment in the amount of $575,712 with Microgenics. Microgenics is the provider of the chemical assays for all of the drug testing that happens in the court's urinalysis lab. The funding is split out where there are $210,000 of Smart Ohio grant dollars and $365,712 of general fund dollars.
Okay. Questions by the committee? And this is just an extension for the 2 years.
This is an extension. We actually met with them back in April and negotiated to keep the same rate for the assays as we had going back to the original RFP, which was a very good deal for the court.
Okay. Seeing none, is there any necessity to move this forward? Looking at the dates, I would imagine so.
It would be nice.
Is everybody on the, yes, ma'am?
Through the chair, okay, the Microgenics Corporation, I know it's for the Court of Common Pleas, but have we utilized them for anything else?
I don't know specifically if other areas of the county have. I recall something from the coroner's lab they're the overall holding company with the subcorp, but I don't know in terms of Metro or other places.
Okay, so if the medical examiner has utilized, is that incorporated in this contract, or this is just solely for the Court of Common Pleas?
This is entirely Court of Common Pleas, and it kind of put it into context. In 2016, the lab processed a little over 92,000 individual urines, accounting for well over 500,000 different tests. We also have since have added both alcohol swab testing and fentanyl testing in the last 12 months as well. So it's paying for that 500,000 plus of individual chemicals for screening the different drugs.
Okay, does this include juvenile court as well?
It does not include juvenile court.
It does not.
No, it does not.
And do they collect tests, that sort of testing as well?
Juvenile does do testing, and they actually went out for an RFP earlier this year for that. One of the conditions of their RFP was that it be a CLIA, which is the organizational standard for labs, a CLIA certified lab. Common Pleas lab, because we only do the court, is not CLIA certified, therefore we weren't eligible to participate in their request for proposals.
So, since they both utilize, and they're both court services. I was just wondering why they did the separate RFP, if we could actually be more efficient and extend the contract and for a cheaper cost or.
I truly don't know. We're always willing to talk with them. The advantage for us of doing it is we can have, when a judge or a jurist wants, we can do a turnaround in 1 hour on a rush. And then we also have chain of custody fully in our own control.
Okay, and what does CLEA stand for?
I'll have to get back with you on that.
Okay. And I wrote CLEA, is that correct?
That's it.
That's okay. Thank you.
Anything further? Yes, ma'am.
Just making sure the resolution reads 575,712. It doesn't break it down as to what resources those funds are coming from, but that is in fact broken down as you say.
It is, and a caveat to that, and for the last several years, through grant dollars, the Corrections Planning Board has been able to subsidize general fund using different grant dollars. The dollars we're using in this are called Smart Ohio. They're in the amount of $210,000. As of the state's 18-19 budget on July 1, this is probably, well, it is the last time Smart Ohio was eliminated in their efforts to balance their budget. So there's probably $1 million a year that we have subsidized that'll be gone moving forward.
Chair, I'm just asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it need to state that in the resolution, how the money is divided? No.
We've separated these before with grant, but the actual dollar figure from the general fund is the
No,
575,712?
No,
No.
that is the full amount.
that's the full amount.
Mr. Law Director, does this need to be parsed?
I would need to look into that. I didn't review this particular contract, so I would check. I'll look.
Because it does say that in the one whereas it's 100% general fund.
I guess just generally speaking, does a resolution that gives a dollar amount, does it generally mean that it's coming out of the fund, or does it need to be specifically stipulated? Not just to this, but any resolution that we give an amount of money.
I would say in generally, they usually have some sort of accountability there, but just based on this, I would like to look into it further. And I can get you an answer on that, just in generally moving forward.
At the Board of Control, when this is moving forward, and we're foregoing the RFP exemption, it was split out at that meeting, so in the past it was.
It does, if I may, Chair, it does say down halfway, whereas the project is funded 100% by the general fund.
Right. But it doesn't specifically state that the 575,712 is the 100%. So there's somewhat of an open question. You said this went through Board of Control
It went for the RFP exemption back in July,
for the 300?
for the whole
Number.
575.
Yeah, but that would have been the exemption, be not just counting the general fund money, which is why you got to the Board of Control. The full amount would then kick it here, right?
Correct. It was for the exemption, the full amount was at the board. And
So
there-
to get here, from there, it had to be the three, what was the figure of the 300?
No, it was the full 575.
But it was itemized.
Yes, it was.
Do you remember it, Councilman Miller?
I don't honestly. I should, but that was back in July.
Mr. Law Director, are we able to move on this with an explanation forthcoming, or should we hold this?
Yeah, I think we can move forward on this. I mean, the explanation, I think we could actually probably get it before the end of this meeting, if that would be helpful. You could excuse me for a minute so I could get somebody down.
Well,
here.
as long as you can get, we'll be done here soon, so. Well, if there, without objection, Resolution 2017-0192 to the full council, with the understanding we'll get the explanation from the law director on the question that is on the table under emergency stipulation. Could I have a motion to that effect?
I'll second.
Yes, sir.
I think a resolution should accurately contain the funding source. I would just suggest that after you pass it, that the administration should come with an amendment when we get it to council, and at the council, we should amend it to accurately give the breakdown on the funding.
I would agree if deemed necessary by the law director. But as we go forward, we can take a closer look at these figures, and if they have to be parsed out, we'll have that taken care of.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor? Against? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy. Resolution 2017-0193.
Resolution number 2017-0193, making awards on RQ 39706 to various providers for real estate appraisal services in connection with the sheriff's sale for period 9/1/2017 through 8/31/2020.
George, welcome.
Good morning, or good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and committee members. We're here today to ask for funding for the real estate appraisals, which are used by the sheriff's office to appraise real estate. I've brought with me Chandra Howard from the civil branch and Donna Khalil, our fiscal person, who can probably answer the questions much more directly than I can.
Who do we have? Donna or? And your name, ma'am?
Chandra Howard.
Chandra, how are you? Welcome. If you could just take us how the folks are chosen, and we could start there.
Yeah. What we did is we put an RFP out, and all of those who apply for the RFP, then what we do is we have qualifications where they get points for if they have a license, if they live in the county, if they have appraised high end, low end, things like that, and they get certain amount of points. We have a minimum number of points they have to meet, and of course there's the maximum. And out of the 25 that appraised, all qualified with the minimum according to the RFP. So I did speak with the law department, and they said basically the best thing to do is, since they all qualified, is bring all 25 on, because there is no cost to the county to have them on board. These are all independent contractors that are paid from the proceeds of the sale. But it was done via an RFP.
Okay. Questions? Mr. Miller?
So, Mr. Chairman, we go forward with this contract, we bring the 25 on board, and when we have work to do, how is the work allocated among the 25 that are on board?
There must be a team of 3 appraisers that appraise each parcel. And so basically what we do is we just take the parcels that we're appraising that week, and we just divide it up and try to divide it up in equal sections throughout the county, and then just assign that to a team of appraisers. So it's kind of random, but we try to keep them, for the most part, equally balanced.
So, since you have 25, would there be one team of 4 and the other be teams of 3?
No, there must be a team of 3. Only 3 appraisers.
But these teams can vary, they can change, it's not always the same 3 appraisers.
Right.
So, and a lot of it depends on too, these people, a lot of them are independent contractors, they have other jobs. So it's like the availability also, it depends on things like that.
Okay. So it's gonna vary from
Yes.
time to time what 3 you get on the team?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything further? Okay, and once again, looking at the timelines, it seems that we're past the original date, so
That was MyPro, we were having so much MyPro, we had actually walked this on to the executive review because the MyPro issues we were having, and it had to do with the number of vendors, it wouldn't allow us to upload, I mean,
no worry. It just, this seems to be something that since day one we've been trying to fix and we haven't gotten there yet, so We don't blame you. It's the system, so we're trying desperately to change that. So if I don't have any objections to moving this forward to the full council, under suspension of the rules, that would be Resolution 2017-0193. I'll accept the motion.
So moved.
And is there discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miscellaneous business, anything?
No, no public comment.
Mr. Chair, do you know if you're going to have anything on November 7th?
I doubt we will, unless of an emergency, and I don't anticipate that, so
Can you keep it that way?
I'm gonna keep it that way because people have to vote, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hearing nothing else, thank you very much for coming. We're adjourned.
So you're going to get back with me on that information? Okay.